Hello, stamping friends. Brenda Hillard here at Create with Brenda. I suppose I should change my little sign up there in the corner. There we go. All right. So look what's coming. A new mini catalog. And this is just a peek. This is all I can show you right now. If you've ordered from me in the past year, you can expect these two catalogs to pop into your mailbox probably mid-December. So what a fun surprise that'll be. And look, it's Celebration again, January 4th through February 28th. Celebration, if you're not familiar, when you order $50, for every $50 product order you order out of this catalog, you get to pick a free item out of this catalog or this brochure. So let me show you what I have in store for you today, and it's going to be using one of the Celebration sets. So I hope you'll love it. I know I do. So here it is. This is the Celebration, one of the Celebration sets, just one of many in there. Let me get my camera centered here and straight so you're not feeling seasick. But look, you guys, there's more critters. Awesome otters. I just love this set. So let me show you what I've paired it up with here. I have used the layering diorama dies. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with these or not, but they're in our annual catalog, and they're part of a seascape set, but they work great for lots of other layering, if you're familiar with what a diorama is. If not, go look in the catalog. They're amazing. Here is, oh, I can't wait to show you. Here's the adorable card I made using the Awesome Otters set. Do you see how it's dimensional here and it's popped up? That's what those dioramas do. That's what they make it look like. Doesn't it look like he just popped up through the hole of water to say hi? All right, let's get started and I'll show you how I made this. All right, the color stamps or ink that I used is, I have to add one more in. So I used Early Espresso, Soft Suede, Crumb Cake, and then the Mint Macaron. All right, so there's those. I'm using a blender pen, which I don't know, sometimes I go in streaks. I use them a whole bunch and then I go for a long time without using them. Blender pens, as you may know, are just, let me grab a scrap of cardstock here. So you can color off your color. And you see how now I'm not getting any more color from this? That means that I can dip in a different color ink and start blending. Or let me color this off. I did this on purpose for demonstration here so you can see how you just keep coloring until the liquid that comes out of the tip on your blender pen. Now the tip may still look colored, but you just keep going until you aren't getting any more color off of your blender pen tip. That looks good. And I dropped my, here we go. So there's that. And then I have a piece of basic white cardstock, and it's our regular measurement, the 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we'll just give that a good crease with our bone folder. I have a piece of, let me grab one of these. I have a piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 5. And I've taken the smallest of the, the second smallest of the diorama dies. You'll see they come like this. I have the second one here. And I just laid it in the center of my 3 by 5 and die cut. So then I end up with a piece like this that I'm saving for another project. All right, so there's that. And then I had a piece of mint macaron. And again, I die cut that. So I have this piece. And these do all fit back in here. You just have to figure out how. And then this one, I took a piece of the Expressions in Ink designer series paper. And is what I did was I laid this one on the outside and this one on the inside like this. I ran it through our die cutting machine. Take both of these off and you end up with a piece that looks like this. All right, so I have one more die cut to do and one embossing. So let me show you that. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and I don't know if you've seen my earlier videos, but I've started using this rubber shelf liner underneath my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and it's amazing how nice it holds it in place. So let's make room here. All right. I'm going to put my cutting plates in first. So I need plate number 1, the die cutting plate 2, a cutting plate, and then I'm just going to lay this on here. And using our second to the largest die, I'm going to put it this way and this way. And I'm just going to kind of center that a little bit, okay? Doesn't have to be exact. Don't worry about it. You'll see why in just a minute. And then I'm going to run this through. Stamp pads are in the way. Sorry. There you go. We'll run this through. And we end up with a piece that looks like this. So now we have one of these as well that I will put to the side and use on another project. And there's our piece, okay? So now we're going to bring our platform number 1 back. I'm going to use this bark 3D embossing folder. I'm going to put my shape in there and run it through again. Do you see how nice the Stampin' Cut and Emboss stays in place with this rubber mat? And you can just wheel it through and it's amazing. So here's why I did that. Doesn't it look like water, like Ripley water? I think so. All right, let's get this out of the way. And back to our project. These dies are really fun. That's the purpose, really, of showing you this card. So is what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, and I hope you can see this okay, but I'm just going to visually center this 3 3/4 by 5-inch piece on the front of my card, just like I was going to adhere it down so that my borders are fairly even. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in this adorable little otter stamp, and I'm going to use Stays On. This is in the catalog. It's a solvent ink. It's rather fragrant. The nice part is, though, is when you're watercoloring, this ink does not move. One thing you should be aware of, though, when using Stays On is it will stain your stamp. And I'm going to show you the cleaner that you can use with red rubber, but you do not want to use that cleaner on your photopolymer. It will disintegrate the photopolymer materials. Okay, so I'm going to ink up, and now I'm just going to place this in the middle, and I was using my 3 3/4 by 5, that's die cut. I used that so I knew where on my card front I should stamp my little otter. Okay? All right, so I'm going to put this away. Sure, I don't have any ink on me. Now let's bring in our colors. I'm going to use, like I said, soft suede, crumb cake, and mint macaron. And as all I'm going to do is take the tip of my blender pen, and I'm going to dip it right here on the pad, and I'm going to use that to color in these splashes of water. Give it just a little more, and then I want to do these. Okay, so there's our water, and I don't know if you see the color very well. I think you can. Now I'm going to take the other tip, and I'm going to dip it in my soft suede, and I always want to start off the paper or down at a bottom edge here. And then I'm just going to quickly color up. And you see how you kind of get that shading? I'm going to go back in and just blend it lightly, though, because if you blend too much, it's going to go through the back side of your card. And we don't want that. I'll just give a little more darkness over here. This side. All right. I'm loving our otter. Now I'm going to dip into the crumb cake. And then I'm just going to do a really fast blend over his middle just to give him some color. And that's all we need to do with our otter. And you'll see once we put that diorama on how these pop, okay? So our next step, we're going to bring in from the stamp set, there's this It's Birthday Time. So I'm going to take my early espresso ink and my It's Birthday Time. And I'm just going to stamp that right down here at the very bottom corner. Cute, right? Who wouldn't love getting this card for their birthday? I know I sure would. All right. So our next step, we're going to take the dry embossed piece of mint macaron that's been cut with the diorama die. And now we're going to lay that right over the opening in our piece. So I guess one other tip I could give is when you're centering that one, this one on your white, make sure that it's up high enough that you've left room down here to stamp your it's birthday time. Okay, so that's how that looks. Now this next piece is our designer series paper that we used the 2 dies just to get this frame. So I'm going to flip it over, and using our mini dimensionals, I just find them here in my stack of dimensionals. Here they are. So I'm going to get my take your pick tool, and I'm going to pick up, and I'm just going to go kind of randomly around. If you give this card a try, you'll see that there's wider spots on this that work perfectly for securing this down. One more. But you do want to be careful that you aren't seeing your dies, or your dimensionals. I'm so excited about these diorama dies. Like, I've had them, but I haven't really used them. And then when I saw this little otter, it's like, ooh, this is the perfect stamp set for this. So now I'm just going to layer this around, matching up my opening here. And you see how it builds it up? It's layered. Okay, so next we're going to take our full-size dimensionals, and I kind of went a little dimensional crazy on the backs of these, but I'll show you why in just a minute. So I put one on each corner. And then I did 4 more around like this inside opening, because I want it to stay lifted. So I'll take these off, and this will make sense to you in just a minute when I put it on my adorable little otter card here. So now I'm going to center this on my card front. So there he is, popping up. It's birthday time. But now, do you want another sneak peek at some beautiful iridescent rhinestone basic jewels? And these are coming in the mini catalog. So remember, the Awesome Otters is part of the celebration brochure. So this actually, this will not be available to you till the first part of January, but I just wanted to give you a sneak peek at what's coming, and to let you know that another celebration is happening starting January 4th, and this will be available to you with a $50 purchase for free. Well, I don't like saying free because you really earned it. You placed a $50 order, but you know what I mean. You get to pick a free item. That's always a big deal. All right, look at these beauties, you guys. They're just awesome. And I thought they looked like splashes of water. So I'm going to put one down here. I'm going to put one up here. And then we'll give another little one right over here. So there he is, our awesome otter, and an awesome birthday card, right? So then if we wanted to, in that same set, there's a stamp in there that says you are utterly awesome. I can't even say it. Let me get a different block, and we'll put this right on the inside. So there's that. We'll use the early espresso ink again And let's stamp this right on the inside. That's a perfect birthday sentiment, right? Cute. And then we could also use the birthday hat that was in there. So what I'll do is just take this one down, mount up our birthday hat, and let's stamp that in stays on too, and then that way we can give it a little bit of color. How about right here? Ooh, I like it. This is the create on the fly. I wasn't really planning to do this part, but why not? So let's bring back our mint macaron. That'll make a good party hat. And we'll dip our end in there and give this a little color. And why not make our little party hat festive, right? So there's that. And should we leave well enough alone, or should we give it a little more? I think I'm leaving well enough alone. I love it. And I hope you do too. You guys, check out those diorama dies. They're the best. All right. Have a great day. And until next time.